there, players. Thanks for bringing your multi-tap over, and welcome to the Secret Levels podcast.
I am player 1, Toby.
I am player 2, Goobs.
And we do a little review show over old retro video games.
We like to break them down one episode at a time, try to keep it short and sweet and right to the point, folks.
We're going to review all these old games and let you know, is it worth still playing? Or is it garbage? Is it great? Is it a classic?
Is it frustrating? Do you want to punch yourself in the face afterwards? Or do you want to have a bubble bath and write a poem in blood about how bad that game was? Because that may just happen.
Yeah. It's it hasn't happened all the way yet since we started the show, but
no. We started off on a sour note, but we're getting some high points right now, and this episode is one of the highest points, or one of the highest points that's leading off to one of our favorite series. This is the fertilization of the one person that we call Mega Man, or the Robot Boy.
Super fighting robot, Mega Man.
Ooh, the Blue Bomber.
Oh, the Blue Bomber.
Okay, so this, I don't know if we're going to be able to give the best review that we can since we're both fanboys.
Yes, exactly. We're not like, this is something we both grew up with. This is something we both bonded over, which kind of led us to where we are right now.
Yeah.
We're both just coming our pants over Mega Man all the time. So the Blue Bomber, we're called the White Bombers. So
that's right. But you know what's really funny? Okay, I think you're more of the Mega Man Classic kind of guy.
Yes, definitely.
I'm a Mega Man X guy. But
we're gonna try to win each other over. So this is gonna be a long going process. We're gonna go through all the Mega Mans, but we're gonna take a break in between and play some other fun shit or bad shit, or then go right back to the Blue Bomber.
Yeah. We're definitely we're gonna do these Mega Man ones in order with other video games in between. So don't worry, the next 15 episodes aren't gonna be Mega Man only.
That'd be fine on our patience.
Yeah. Should we jump right into this?
Let's suit up, man. Let's throw on our little blue suits with tidy spandex, or if you're going to be the cover art, you can put on some yellow and blue shit. That makes no sense at all. And
we'll get to that. This game was released December 17th, 1987, and this is the first Mega Man. We are talking about Mega Man Original.
Mega Man Uno.
And it was released originally on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Now you're playing with power.
Oh, classic.
But it has been re-released a dozen billion times.
On everything. You can play this game absolutely anywhere. I'm pretty sure you can even get it on your phone.
Yeah, I think you're right now that you say it.
I have Mega Man 2 on my phone. I always just bust it out sometimes because I'm that much in love with Mega Man.
Right. Well, see, I know there's a GameCube Legacy collection of some sort. PS2, there's Xbox, the PS4, Xbox One, 3DS, Wii,
Switch.
The Switch, Wii U. It's been on almost every virtual console. It's even got a remake on the PSP called Mega Man Powered Up, which I want to review that one alone because it is slightly different than the original Mega Man game.
I've never touched that one.
I think you'd appreciate the hell out of it because I started it up again the other day and I was like, "Whoa, this is not what I was expecting." Because they changed the levels up a little bit, so it's
okay. So a little bit more of a challenge.
Yeah, and I'll tell you about it more closer to the end of all this because we're talking Mega Man Original right now. Capcom is the one that's published this character and all the games. It's sadly only one player.
That's all it needs to be, man.
Yeah.
Mega Man, I don't think I would like a 2-player Mega Man because I'd probably punch the person I'm playing with.
Yeah, I don't think you could have a Tails character with Sonic unless it was Rush.
Well, you kind of do, yeah. You got Rush that not in this one, but he pops up later on in the series. We'll touch on him when we get to him.
Right. So
he's my favorite dog.
So this is a side-scrolling action platformer. I love platformers. I think we're probably going to end up doing more platformers than anything else because that's my shit right there, man.
Well, that's the bread and butter of any retro system.
Yeah.
Everyone was just platformers, racing games, sports games, and fighting games. And puzzle games. It's pretty much the cream of the crop there.
Right.
Well, you get the shoot 'em ups, the shmups, and there's some different variations on it, but that's pretty much it.
Right. So let me tell you about the story of why Mega Man is Mega Man. In the year 2000X, a genius named Dr. Light created robots to assist humans in, now it's either Monsteropolis or Mega City. Is that what we decided?
Yes, that's what we decided on.
His old
I was thinking Metropolis, but like Monster, they both sound correct to me. Like everyone's like, oh no, you guys don't like Mega Man.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was Mega City, and that might be because of the cartoon. I can't. Now I'm getting too much. I have Mega Man overload.
we got Mandela Man.
Yeah, there you go. So his partner, Dr. Wily, reprogrammed 6 of these specialty robots to help him take over the world. Dr. Light's helper robot named Rock asked to be converted into a fighting robot.
Super fighting robot, Mega Man.
To stop Dr. Wily's evil plans. So he becomes Mega Man.
Yeah, these the robot masters, as you call them, as they've been known to be, like after this game, they pretty much like they're meant to help, but they got all like demented in their ways and really fucked up and wanted to hurt people instead of help them out.
Right, and most of these in this first game are kind of construction based. Like Gutsman, one of the characters, Gutsman, he's
just like a construction worker, big strong dude, can lift shit.
Then you got Cutman, who can cut stuff with his scissors on his head.
Yeah, he was meant to for like forest, like taking down forests pretty much, or rebuilding them, but he ended up taking them all down.
Right, and so you can see that like they all have like a sort of a purpose.
Just some of the. I just want to touch on something quick here before you go on with the story. There's some of the blandest robot master names, but some of the ones that hold dearest to my heart. Like Fireman, like yeah, no shit, like Iceman.
Bomb Man.
He doesn't even get like electricity man. He's just elect man.
Yeah.
Like elect him for president.
That's yeah.
Cuts, we both hold dear to our heart.
Yeah, Cutsman. There's a band called Horse the Band that has a song about Cutsman, and it's fantastic if you like a little bit of metal.
Yeah, they're like throwdown kind of metal, rock.
Yeah.
Well, not rock. Yeah, they're definitely metal. But if you like to go in a mosh pit and put your hands over your head in the shape of Cutsman's blades and slap back and forth, dance around with a whole bunch of people. Good time.
So, anyways, Mega Man is sent out after he gets converted to a fighting robot, and he has to defeat these 6 master robots. He gains their abilities. Once he defeats them, he gains some kind of power from them, and he can use it to progress to the next levels. And then he's ultimately trying to stop Dr. Wily to teach him a lesson.
And he could also use those powers that he get, because it's kind of like a rock, paper, scissors dynamic, because every of the robot masters, they have a weakness, right? And a strength. So you can use that power. Like for Elect Man, you would use Cutsman, because you like cut electricity. Boom.
Yeah, see, if you know, you can look it up online. It's real easy to look up and see who you need to fight first to get what power to go to the next one because they'll have weaknesses and stuff.
You can start the game taking on pretty much Cutman or Gutsman. Either or, you can have a pretty easy time taking them out.
You know, I think for the most part, this entire game, you can beat everyone with just the Mega Buster, his gun. So Mega Man has a gun attached to his arm, and that's what he's shooting at the enemies as you're running and platforming through this video game.
Good old Mega Buster.
You're right. So, did you know that the Western...
He just died.
So in the Western version of the story, like over here in North America and stuff, that's the story, is that, you know, Wily was his old partner. Everywhere else, it's Dr. Wily was just his rival. Like he didn't help create the master robots. He just stole them to try to take over the world. So
yeah, like our story, it's like they were like college buddies. Like they would go to bars together and like have a couple beers and like create some robots. And this guy's like, you know what? Fuck this guy. He's too nice, and I'm an evil bastard. So I'm bald already. His nice head of hair. So I'm gonna take all these robots from him and fuck the world up.
Yeah. So I think in the comic books or something, or maybe it's in the cartoon. Again, too much Mega Man for me to remember everything. But there's something about Dr. Light, the good guy that creates Mega Man and all these robots, got a Nobel Peace Prize, and Wily didn't get one. So that's what kind of started this whole rivalry type thing.
That would send a man into madness.
Yeah. So
that's like you get the Podcaster of the Year award, and I just get fucking donkey shit.
And now you're gonna steal my robots and turn them against the world.
Fight! Fuck yeah! I'm not gonna come steal your video games.
So if you start this game, average, it should take you 2.5 to 3 hours to beat.
Speed run time. I watch one of those because I always watch my speed runs.
I saw that one of the best times was less than 30 minutes, like 25 minutes or something.
I watched one, I think it was 22 or 23.
Holy smoke.
And that's without like doing the ladder glitches, because in some levels, if you jump off at a certain point, you can glitch and grab the ladder above.
Okay.
And I watched a glitchless run, and he used that special juice power up that Toby liked to use. And we did a kind of head off. I sucked absolutely donkey balls on
our YouTube page, and then you streamed from a different YouTube page. We both streamed to see where we could who could get the furthest out, and I think you had a little bit of a difficult time when we were playing.
Yeah, no, because the pressure was on. Like I played it like the other night just by myself. Perfectly fine. Goobs is not good under pressure, as you found out in the rap battle we did last episode.
Okay, so let's talk about the gameplay. What do you love? What do you hate?
I love the whole dynamic of it. Like, you got to pick like which level you want to start with. So if you get frustrated with something, go try something else, see if that works for you. And every level is a little bit different. There's different mechanics to it. Sometimes you get those little breaks that show up, like the whoop, 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 and you gotta sit there for a second, figure out the pattern. But if you've been playing the game as long as we have, that you pretty much the pattern's ingrained in your head.
Yeah, it is really neat that almost each level has a different theme to it. Whether it's got your very stereotypical like ice level, a fiery type level, an electric type level. It's got your stuff like that, but there's different elements to each one. There's different kinds of platforms. There's, like you said, the blocks that disappear and appear, and you have to.
Man, those green dicks that drop off and throw you to the ground. Yeah, those are fun.
But yeah, you have to learn different patterns for each level. I think one of my favorite levels is the Gutsman level. When I started playing it the other day when we were streaming, I was like, oh shit, I hate this level. But then I realized that's actually a pretty fun level.
It's one of the shortest ones as well.
Do what?
It's one of the shortest ones as well.
Is it? Yeah. It's got these little platforms that are moving, and then they drop when they...
Yeah, the green dicks.
Do what?
Green dicks, that's what they look like.
Yeah, they do. So it goes...
Well, as it is.
It goes limp, and it'll drop you to your death if you don't jump. So you have to time it perfectly. There's a lot of timing with Mega Man. You have to be good with your timing, or you're.
And patience, and also your memory.
Yeah,
like it just changed, right? Sometimes the things change where they are at the time when you get there, because it's all on a universal clock. Like once you start the level, depends on how fast you get there to where everything is going to be when you get there. But yeah, if you don't have that intact, like if you play these levels over and over and over again, you're gonna nail it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, after we got done streaming, I played through just the Master Robots levels again, because I suck at the very last of it. But I went to where those blocks disappear. The one that I had so much trouble with on the stream, and I flew through it, and I was like, son of a bitch, why couldn't I do that while I was recording?
Yeah, no, tell me that's the story of my life there, man.
The only problem I could really say is the respawning. I hate if you back up a little bit or go down a ladder and then you come back up, all the enemies you killed, they're right back where they are.
Well, you can use that in your benefit as well.
Yeah, to get like health, because when you do kill,
if you're low on health or you're low on energy for your special weapons that you got from the other robot masters, then that's very useful. Like sometimes when they have like those little construction workers in the helmets that pop up and shoot you, you can run back and forth, kill those guys a few times. You might get a 1-up. You might get, who knows what you're gonna get.
Right. Now, I guess we should explain. So you have a health bar up in the left corner, and when you beat a robot master, you get their power, or you get some kind of power from them. It does take energy every time you fire off one of these specialty weapons instead of just your Mega Buster.
Sparingly.
Yeah, so you can't just, it's not unlimited. You've got a certain amount, so you got to find the energies to replenish it. And some weapons will help you throughout the game. Some don't help you at all.
I think Gutsman's only good for picking up fucking rocks.
Right. But then when you get the Electman's electric, it blows up those most of
Yes,
those
so
blocks.
Gutsman's totally null and void.
So, but yeah, different weapons do different things. And like we said earlier, certain weapons are strong against certain enemies. It's very Pokemon-ish. Like, you know, the fire type is weak against water, the water type's weak against grass. It's like that, but with weapons. But you have to figure out the right pattern of what's weak against what, because it's not like you would think always. Because like you said earlier, Cutman his power is good against Electman for whatever
Well,
reason.
that's like if the guy comes over and you haven't paid your electricity bills, comes over and cuts you.
I guess cuts you off.
Yeah, he cuts you off. So I guess that's where that idea came from.
I don't
The
know.
developers making this game, they put all their money into it. They're just like, fuck, I have no power anymore. Cutman beats Electman. And Bill Man beats Cutman.
I was about to make that joke. Oh, man. Okay, so let's talk about how the game actually handles, because we talked about it a little bit in our Little Nemo Dream Master episode. It handles a lot like that game.
No, it's so fluent controls. Like once you start playing, it's just like having an old friend by your side.
That they're not slippery. Like when you jump up onto something, you're not going to slip unless it's, of course, an ice level or some bullshit.
You can
like
like
that.
edge yourself over to the ledge, and you know you're not going to fall off of it.
Yeah,
because it's so precise to control. They're probably one of the best controls of any game series I've ever played. Mario has some tight controls, but like I'm a Mega Man man.
I still feel like Mario can be slippery sometimes when you're running and stuff, but I feel like Mega Man's pretty. I mean,
He's top heavy.
Yeah, he sticks his landings. That's what we said about Nemo. I think it's just a Capcom staple. Is just they have good control over the characters that you're playing with. You know,
same ghouls and ghosts or ghosts and goblins, just tight ass controls.
Right. So, what about the music?
What about the music?
Let's talk about
some of the most iconic, some of the most iconic music in history.
Yeah, it's for sure. Like I know for a fact the first 3 Mega Man games for sure have really great music. This is I usually do this stuff at the end, but one of the little fun facts that I have on this game is Mega Man's name in the Japanese version, his name is Rockman. And there's this whole theme of like rock and roll, and Mega Man's sister's name is Roll. Later on,
then his bass.
Yeah. Later on in the games, you meet bass, you meet treble. Proto Man in the Japanese version is named Blues. Is it Blues?
I think so.
I was gonna say Blues Man, but I think his name's Blues. There's a lot of music related names. They changed it to Mega Man, obviously, in the North American region. But I would assume, my whole point that I was trying to make was I would assume they would have really good music for something with musical based names, you know?
Oh hell yeah. And they definitely delivered on that.
Right. Do you got a favorite song on this game?
Cuts Man.
You know, I do love Cuts Man's. That's a really good one. And then
they're all good. It's like picking out your favorite child if you have six of them. It's like which one do you like the best?
Right.
Like even the start song, everything here is just so iconic to me. It's just I can just listen to this music if like the game came with like some download codes and stuff where you can download the music and you can just listen to that all the time.
Right. Yeah. See, and I like the boss select. That's just it gets you ready. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I've been playing it for so many years.
Oh no, it's hype music for sure. Like if I was a UFC fighter, I'd be coming down the ring to that shit.
Oh, that'd be funny. That'd be super funny.
I come down. If I had to pick a specific Mega Man song, it would be the beginning of Mega Man 2.
Yeah.
Just like come down the ring to that, which is just ramp right up and like I wear a helmet and a blaster and shit. But I play video games, not in shape, and I can't fight.
Who's your what's your favorite level to play? I said mine was Gutsman's because of the platforms. I like those.
I can say which one frustrated me the most, and that was Gutsman the other night. But I like Iceman's level. If you don't use the cheater juice gun that you can find on the Electman's stage.
Yeah, so you can get this little.
I like the puzzle brick I like the bricks. I really enjoy those little, like, you have to wait for it, time it all out. I really enjoy wrapping my mind around
Yeah,
those.
that's the ice level. See, I just don't like the ice levels. The cheater.
You can skip that whole thing if you got that cheater juice.
Yeah, the cheater juice he's talking about is you find this weapon that you can make platforms and you can just jump over all this crap that you have to, instead of timing it out and learning all the pattern, you just shoot those and you can just hop over everything. So
That's what the guy used that whole speed run I watched. He's just cheater juicing all over the place. I'm sure this has an actual name, but we like to call it cheater juice.
Yeah. So you want me to give you some fun facts on this?
I'd love for you to give me some fun facts.
Well, first off, there's been a weird pattern of stuff. When we cover a game, there's something new in the works, right? When we talk
Oh,
about,
there definitely is, man. I feel 11 a buzzing.
Well, there's
and the girl from Stranger Things.
Yeah, so we are getting a Mega Man 11, which that's really exciting news. We're about to get the Mega Man X collection with all the Mega Man X games, but
We'll both be purchasing that.
yes, the really cool news is there's a new cartoon series that's going to be coming on Cartoon Network in the United States, and something.
Fuck off! I didn't know that.
Yeah, something in Canada called Family Charged. Is that a thing?
Family. Yeah, it's like a Disney runoff.
Okay, so in some time it'll be in like.
Or no, ABC. It's one of those. Either Disney or ABC, whatever.
But we should be getting
it here or there. Fucking Mega Man cartoon.
We should be getting it sometime this year in 2018, and it's going to be based on the original games. So
oh, really?
No Mega Man X, no Mega Man Battle Network, none of that. It's going to be the original OG stuff.
So right now, I'm praying for a toy line.
Yeah, me too. Me too, man. So let's all make sure we go buy Mega Man 11 to show them that we love Mega Man.
Yes, and then we all watch this show PVR, fucking download it, comment about it on Twitter. Everyone just become a big fan of this show so me and Toby can get toys of it.
We're not selfish, we promise.
Because I've seen some really nice Cutman figures and Mega Man figures that are out for like $80 a piece. I'm like, yeah, I want to go to Toys R Us because we still can here in Canada and go buy them there.
Yeah, they're a little expensive. So, do you know why Mega Man was blue? Because they didn't want him to be blue originally when they created him. They were wanting a red character.
But, that's how Proto Man was born.
Yes, and that's why later on in the X series, Zero.
See, maybe he was supposed to be. Maybe the whole thing's reversed. So maybe he's supposed to be Blues, and then if that was his name.
Yeah, Proto Man's name was Blues.
No, but like, cause he's red and blue, like you switched it around, right?
Oh yeah, I guess so. But the reason he is blue is because on the NES there was only 56 colors to pick from, and there's more shades of blue than any other color for the NES. So they had more options to deal with him on the blues. So
makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's something simple. When they were designing it, they were like, okay, what do we have colors of? All right, we can work with shading on this.
See, like that's weird to think of that we'd have him in any other color.
Yeah.
Like the red bomber. That sounds like something that would happen to a girl one time a month. No.
Well, get this. Now, this one I can't confirm, but because I've heard someone say no, this isn't true when I was doing the research for this, and then I heard other sources say yes, this is true. That this was originally supposed to be Astro Boy, because there's so many similarities.
Oh, yeah, it definitely is. I was a big fan of that show as well growing up.
So, yeah.
It's created by an old doctor and like...
Yep, and that's why people are like, this was supposed to be an Astro Boy game. So, it could have been an entirely different franchise.
And I probably still would have loved it.
Yeah, me too. Do you want to hear what one of the... There's several different names, but the most interesting name that they were going to give Mega Man Rockman was... Rainbow Man, or
I heard that because he can change all different colors after he gets the power ups.
Yeah, when he gets a new power, he and you switch to it, it changes his color scheme. So, but there was something about it him being the game being called Battle Rainbow Rockman, or something crazy like that. So, but
only in Japan.
The reason they couldn't use Rainbow Man or anything like that was because in Japan or somewhere there was already a TV show character named Rainbow Man, and they couldn't copy. There's something.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, thank you for that terrible character being Rainbow Man and this not being Rainbow Man.
But like, I would still love him if he was Rockman, but we know him as definitely Mega Man.
Right. There were originally plans for 8 Master Robots in this, but they could only do 6 because they didn't have enough space. But later on, they figured it all out, and that's why going forward there was always 8 bosses in all the rest of the games.
And didn't you say in that power-up game, I think you were telling me, like, off-show, that there's 2, like, extra levels on there?
Yes. They added, one's like an oil slick kind of character, and then the other one's like a time-stopping character.
The Oil Man and Clock Man?
Yeah, sure. Why not? But yeah, in Powered Up, they added 2 new characters. One of the original characters out of the original 8 that were designed was like some kind of glue man or something like that, like some bond man or something like that, and he was basically glue.
Bond man.
There you go. So, but they ended up cutting him, and they didn't even have an 8th Master Robot just because they didn't have the space for it anyway.
Very hard to cut glue.
Yeah. Your scissors would get stuck in it.
Oh, fuck, Cut Man would be fucked.
Oh, so this was interesting. So when you get to the end of each level, you go through these doors that take you to the boss battle. Those were only put in the game as like a loading screen, so you could transition from one.
Yeah, because it kind of freezes when you jump into it or whatever. You jump into it, you freeze and kind of float over.
Right. It was only meant to be like the transition because they couldn't have you going through the entire game, and then it's basically just to mask what they couldn't do, what the limitations were on the NES, And then ever since then, it's just like the staple of the franchise is you go through the boss doors to get to the boss. So that's why it's
you get so happy when you get there too. Like as a child, he's like, "Yes, I made it! Now time to meet my doom.
Welcome to your doom."
Yeah. First off, you're like, "Yes, I made it. Oh, thank God that's a checkpoint. Oh shit, I'm about to die."
Yeah, and then you have 1 life left, and you get that continue screen. And back in the day, you had to type in, wasn't it the one with the grid?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get all these dots on I used to draw them out. I have a yearbook from back in the day where I used to draw grids out because I didn't have any friends. So my whole back of the yearbook, I think I still have it. I'll try to find it. It was just like Mega Man codes, like how to get to each like level that you need to get to.
Yeah, see, there's no save system in this, so you get like different number codes that are usually like 12 digits long or 12 pictures long or whatever.
Or look like a bingo grid.
Yeah. So let's talk about that box art real quick. So, like we were saying earlier, I guess in the Japanese original box art, it's very cartoony. It's very anime looking.
Yeah, it has all the Robot Masters, Mega Man on it. It has everyone on it.
Well, I guess someone in Nintendo America or whatever it would have been at the time was like, these dumb Americans aren't going to like this. We got to make it look serious. So they got an...
Oh, fuck. Serious?
Yeah.
Seriously fucking stupid.
They got this artist, and he had little to no time in preparation. He had no idea what the game was about. They basically was like, it's a guy, he's got a gun, he's got enemies, and he's got a helmet, and he's wearing blue. And he does not resemble anything that's in the game. The character.
No, they put like a 40-year-old man pretty much in a blue like spandex onesie with the yellow on his arms. They shoved a helmet on him and put a freaking gun in his hand, like an actual like handgun.
It's not the arm cannon that we know and love.
It's definitely a handgun, and it's not good.
Yeah.
You actually play that character in Street Fighter X Tekken.
Yeah, it's really funny. And there's been lots of appearances of Mega Man and Proto Man and the Marvel vs. Capcom. What's is it Dead Rising?
Yes, you can put the Mega Man or the Tron head too.
Yeah. Later on from the Mega Man Legacy series. We should also mention that there's several different Mega Man series, which
different universes, multiverses, megaverses, some would say.
Yeah, or it's just a very future. It's a very far in the future scenario. So we'll get to all that when we get there. But
you didn't touch on one thing before we end this.
What?
The Wily stages.
Oh yeah, the Wily stages. So there's 3.
Yellow fucking devil.
again, with the timing, we were talking about timing earlier. You've got to learn timing, patterns.
You pretty much got to stand still and just jump over the top or the bottom two and avoid the top in order to take him out. Use a Lek Man, blast him in the head as soon as you're free to do so, because he is an absolute terror.
Yeah, when you're going through Dr. Wily's last couple of levels, you have to refight some of the master robots, and then you get like the Yellow Devil, you get the bubble monster thing, whatever that is.
It looks like just a piece of trash flying around.
Yeah. You also have to fight a copy of yourself, and when you change to a different weapon, he changes to the same weapon as you. Like he's a complete mirror of you, and he's hard as hell. And
the speed run I watched, he used fire, and it took him out pretty fast.
Really? That's a good tip.
So you get that kind of shield around you, right?
Oh, yeah. And then Wily, do you have to fight Wily twice? Is that right?
No, once.
I thought he had...
Well, you got to break like the glass on the thing so he's exposed, and then you take him out.
Right, there you go.
So I guess twice.
So, and trust me, you're in for a battle when you do those last Wily battles, because that's where I had to call
at least
quits.
still a human at the end of it.
Don't spoil too much. Later games.
Too much.
But yeah, is there anything else we didn't touch on?
Nah, I think that's pretty much it. Like, we both just absolutely love this game through and through, in the series that it like was bred from this.
Yeah,
legacy, some would say.
What would let's do the rage meter first.
Oh, come on!
What? How do you rage out on this game?
Well, if I was gonna do the playthrough I did with you, I'd give it a fucking 8.5. But like on a normal, just by myself chilling, it's like a 5.5 for me.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
I would say this is one of any Mega Man game, because you know what you're getting when you pick up a Mega Man game. One of the classic Mega Man games. You know it's going to be a side scroller. You know the deal. They're all the same, just different.
Capcom Heart.
Yeah, there you go. I can pick up any of these Mega Man games and play them at any time and be happy. So I would say on a rage meter, maybe a 6 at some times, but I don't think it really gets me too bad after that, because once you learn the pattern, everything's easy.
Yeah, exactly.
So what kind of rating do you give this this Mega Man 1?
I don't know if I should start low on this or go, because I hold it pretty near. I'll give it a 7.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say a 7 or a 7. Yeah, I'd say 7. I'm gonna stick with 7 because it's not my favorite. Again, my favorites are the X series, just because there's more to it. But I do love the originals, and I think they only get better the more they add stuff to them. Where you can.
Oh yeah,
slide.
we have no like dash yet. We have no Mega Buster, Mega Cannon. We don't have like a lot of stuff yet.
Right.
This is very bare bones of the Mega Man series, but we needed this before everything else happened.
Right. So yeah, I say it's a wonderful start. I think it really picked up steam on like people wanting to play it during Mega Man 2, because Mega Man 2, we'll get to it, is the one that everyone loves. That's the fan favorite anyways.
I want a whole sleeve of like tattoos dedicated to that game, so
yeah, it's pretty damn good. It's probably
that won't be a 7.5.
Yeah, no, that one's probably going to be way higher. But
yeah, I'll be a Dave Meltzer and it'll be a 15.
Should we wrap it up and plug our stuff?
Yes, we should do so.
Tell me about your stuff.
You can find me, Goobs, at GoobsWN on Twitter. You can find me on my other show that I do, at The Derailers, with my wonderful wife, Jenny Bean, and my best friend, at RipkinWN. And we sit down, we talk about absolutely nothing and everything at all. There's a train ride off the tracks. We never know where we're going. We have a lot of fun on that. You can also find me at Wrestle Nerds Wrestling / Derailed Wrestling on YouTube, and we take a whole bunch of wrestlers, put them inside of a ring, and call the shots, and just have a great time doing commentary and watching all the action unfold.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, indeed.
And for me, I am part of the Secret Transmission podcast. We talk about conspiracies, the supernatural, serial killers, UFOs, cryptids, all kinds of weird and goofy stuff. We are available on most podcast platforms, and you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Secret Trans Pod. But for this show, we want you to go follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Secret Levels Pod. We also have a YouTube channel. Just look for Secret Levels Podcast. And as we were saying earlier, we've been streaming a little bit. We played some Street Fighter the other day, which we're terrible at, but we're both terribly equal.
Yes, we're very equal on that.
So we've been having a good time streaming some old games. I tried to play through Sonic 2 the other day and got all the way to the end and died.
I wish I could be your Tails and fuck you up that much more.
Yeah. Oh, Tails is pissing me off. Yeah, I think that's it for this episode. I guess we're all out of continues for this one.
Game over, folks.
This podcast is part of the Some Buddies Network. You're never alone when you've got some buddies.